You'd have to prove that, brother. Alright, Shalom. All praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that rule well and labor in this word and doctrine. And Shalom to the elect. So, obviously, this is just a response on so-called Tom Brady is not an Israelite video. I posted this comment. I posted 2 questions 3 times. Now, it could be YouTube, but it also could be the brother. The brother said he wanted opinions, or he wanted to hear. He said it's just his opinion, so I'm offering a couple questions on it just to provoke thought. I'm not coming to curse you out. I'm not calling you any manner of name or whatever. But I'm just saying, are there any Israelite, or are there any child molesters or child groomers that are Israelites? Are there any profane, fornicating Israelites? Because when we start getting into the history, Israel went off, man. Just because he did some messed up stuff doesn't negate whether he's an Israelite or not. Do you know what I mean? Ultimately, on that day, we'll find out who Jake is, who Esau is. Not to say we don't know in terms of part. We know in part in terms of we know a general populace, but you're gonna have Jake among all nations, looking like all nations, and this isn't a disqualifying factor. That's what I wanted to point out to the brother. Are there any child molesters or child groomers that are Israelites? Are there any profane fornicating Israelites? Because we can see that. So I'll get a few scriptures just on that, and then we'll close out. I'm not trying to make this too long. So this is Jeremiah 2:33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. So Israel taught the ways. Were they teaching the righteous ways? Trimming the ways to seek love, what they're saying? Well, these are the statutes, these are the commandments. So it tells you, next verse, also in thy skirt is found the blood of the souls of the poor innocents. I have not found it by secret search, but upon all these. Do not two-thirds have to perish. Well, what does that mean? It means that, well, they're spiritually fornicating. Now, I'm not accusing anyone. I'm not accusing the brother. Do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to offer another perspective or edification on this topic, because it's definitely not a disqualifying factor. Just because Jake was off, that doesn't mean it's not Jake. Wisdom of Solomon 14:12, for the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. So when Jake was going off to these other gods, he was a fornicator. So he pulled that about Esau being profane, but Jake is profane with the salt. You know, whatever Jake puts his hand to, whether righteous, whether wicked. We know none are righteous, but you do have those opposites there, those polar opposites, if you like. We'll get Numbers 25, because it actually speaks directly on this. Numbers 25:1. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And whoredom, that would go into fornication in certain translations. So that's fornication. Let's get the word fornication. Let's get the word fornicator. It's lucky. Spelled that wrong. Fornicator. So the word comes from porneia, or maybe we can pull that on the blue letter shortly. But porneia. So the Corinthians, I'm sure we're in agreement that the Corinthians are Israelites. If you say the elders and apostles have 100%, then that would mean that they're correct on that, innit? They're correct that the fornicators, because you basically said they have 100% truth, but this is like in terms of this guy being an Israelite you don't agree with. So let's get the word pornos for fornicator. So you read Hebrews 12:16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Now let's look at the uses of fornicator. Right, so Salaki. 1 Corinthians 6:9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind. It does go on. We'll leave it there. So fornicators, well, we know Esau. Is Esau going to inherit the kingdom? No. So it's talking about fornicators among Jake. So there's going to be fornicators or whoremongers, if you like, because that's what the word's also translated as. They won't inherit the kingdom. That's within Israel. That's within Israel. So Revelation 21:8, but the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Is this going to include Jake, or is Jake separate? Jake's not a whoremonger. Jake's not related to pornos. or whatever. There's fornicators or fornicators among Jake, man. And you have the word what's this word? I've got it on my laptop, so I'll just play it.
Strong's G 952. Bebelos.
Bebelos. Alright, now watch this. 1 Timothy 1 and 9. Knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and for sinners, for unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers. Now certain laws are universal. However, who is the law given unto? Who is the word shown unto? So it's Israel, man. It's Israel. You've got 1 Timothy 4 and 7. I'll pull it up on the screen as well. 1 Timothy 4 and 7. But refuse profane and old wives' tales, and exercise thyself rather unto godliness. So is it only Esau that can have profane and old wives' tales? Or is it just a general thing? It's about behavior. It's about conduct. Now, Jake can behave as Esau. Jake can behave as a heathen. That's why a lot of Jake will catch a judgment as the heathen. You know, catch the same judgment as a heathen. Or the ones that are set up for that. You've got 2 Timothy. I'll pull it up on screen again. And then we'll just close out, because it's not a major topic, but it's just like, come on, man. 2 Timothy 2 and 16. But shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness. So cannot Jake make profane and vain babbling? Or is it only Esau? Obviously Jake can do it, man. Like, he wasn't saying... I'll just leave it there. I'll leave it there. Hopefully you see what I'm getting at to the brother. I pray it was edifying. Well, for everyone that watched. We just have to be consistent, man. Are there any child molesters or groomers that are Israelites? Are there any profane fornicating Israelites? And in fact, I will carry on just for quickly, because I put on Elder Apostle Kabar's page on his video. I said, well, I guess Israelites never served Baal. Yeah, I guess Israelites never served Baal. They must have been Ammonites and Moabites disguised, or Moabites and Ammonites disguised as Israelites. They can't have been Israelites, innit? Because that's fornication, spiritual fornication. So that can't be Jake, innit? We'll get this one, 1 Samuel 7, because it talks about what happened before. Sorry, it talks about what happened after, meaning they did that before. So 1 Samuel 7 and 3. And Samuel spake unto all the house of Israel, saying, if you do return unto Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi with all your hearts, then put away the strange gods and Ashtaroth from among you, and prepare your hearts unto Yahawah, and serve him only. He will deliver you out of the hand of the Philistines. Then the children of Israel did put away Baalim and Ashtaroth, and served Yahawah only. So the ones that were serving these diverse gods, are they no longer Israelites? You can say they're like unto the heathen. You can say they're Israelite foreigners or Israelite strangers. But if I see Jake running around, shooting each other, going on and worshipping in a diverse manner of deities or gods, if you like, that doesn't mean he's not Jake. You know, Jake can go off too. So with that, I'll close out. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. All praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi.